If you like this video, make sure to visit our Vimeo page and follow us to get the latest update.
Yes. So before we start, do we have any questions?
I have the regarding that assignment.
Yes. Yes, please tell me one question.
Yeah, actually, I have developed an function module, but I'm getting some error. Can I share my screen and show you?
Yes.
Yeah, is it visible there?
Not yet. Ah, yes.
Yeah, this is the function module. So I have used this importing parameter,
Okay.
and in tables I have written these two tables.
Okay.
Exception, I have added this exception, and
Okay.
this is source code. So when I'm checking, it is giving me no syntax error. Like when I'm activating it, it is giving me this one.
Yes. Yes. Double click on that.
Yeah.
Okay. You see here, it is inactive. Your function group is inactive.
Okay.
You activate it. Activate it. Activate it.
And now I'll try to execute it.
No, you try to activate the function module again. Function module. Go back. Here, activate this. Still you have error. Double click on that. Go to display change mode.
So should I close it?
No, no. Activate that again now. What error is that? Activate. Okay. Go to global declarations.
Which one? This one.
Yes, the first line.
I'll click on that.
Double click on that. Yes. You activate this. Sometimes objects from function module won't be active. Come back.
Like
Activate this.
right.
Yes, come back. Activate this. Yes, done. You can execute and you can check.
It is showing as entry and 2.
Yes, 1 and 2 entries you have got. So the same way you can try with classes also.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'll unshare the screen.
Yes. Anybody else? Okay. So what is a local class? I will quickly ask a couple of questions. This is for everybody. Whoever is aware, whoever wants to say something, they can say. What is a local class?
Yeah, a class that is defined in our report locally. I mean, ABAP programs, and it has some definitions and implementation.
Which cannot be reused further.
Yeah.
Yes. How do you create an object? How to create an object?
It's after that start of section, create object by using that giving object name reference to that local class, and by using the create that object name.
Yes, perfect. Oh, by the way, what is a constructor? Guys, this question is for everybody. Please do answer. We have seen this yesterday itself, correct? What
Constructor
is
is
the
like
custom?
it's like default initializing. Whenever you create an object, that respective constructor will be called.
Yeah. Yes. What constructor? I mean, how many types of constructors do we have?
Two types, instance and state, or class constructor.
Yes. What is the difference between them?
Instance constructor you're calling by using object. The class constructor without creating an object also need to call using class one.
Yes. Whenever we create an object, a constructor, instance constructor will be called, will be triggered. Yes. And what would be the inheritance? Is
It is basically acquiring the properties of that superclass, and the child class can have its own property as well as that parent class's property also.
yes. What is the syntax for inheriting to a subclass?
Class, subclass, definition, inheriting from superclass.
Okay. What is a base class?
Superclass.
Superclass. Yes. How do you, if I need to add, if I need to check the attributes from superclass from any subclass, how do I do?
Yeah, can you repeat the question?
How do I access superclass attributes in a subclass?
By using super keyword.
Yes. By using a super keyword, I can use the attributes of a superclass from its subclass itself. By any chance, does anybody remember what is upcasting or widening casting? Wide casting?
Passing reference of subclass to superclass.
Okay. By the way, quick check. I see only couple of answers out of we have some 50 people, if I'm not wrong, 30 people currently. Is it okay for everybody, or why are you not answering the rest? Was that not clear, or from was that not clear from my end, or how is it?
It's clear.
It's clear. Okay. Thank you so much. I am sharing my screen. Let me know if it is visible. It's okay, right? Please confirm it. You are able to see it.
Yes, it's visible.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So what is upcasting here? So upcasting is nothing but assigning a superclass reference to a subclass. As we know, we can do using this equal to operator, we can assign one object reference to another object. Let's say object 1 to object 2. We have seen that, like which maybe my object 1 and object 2 references are have been referring to same class. So what do I do? I can put them in like object 2 is equal to object 1, object 3 is equal to object 2. I can do reference so that instead of using syntax called create object obj3, I can straight away take my assignment of one object to my latest object without using this statement itself. So for that we have seen equal to operator. The same way we can also use equal to operator, and we can use casting. Here in this case, if you are coming from go truck, you're going from truck to vehicle, then you can use upcasting. Here, here the vehicle is a superclass and my truck is a subclass. Here I created an object for truck and I'm trying to yeah, sorry, this is vehicle. This is reverse. Sorry, I was saying in reverse way. Go truck. So here, go, what is go vehicle? Is it a superclass or subclass?
Superclass.
Per class.
Yeah, vehicle
Go
is a
with
superclass. Yeah, truck is a subclass. So I'm trying to assign subclass reference to superclass reference. So I'm creating an object for go truck, but I want to I want to access attributes from vehicle by using this assigning symbol itself. Yes, I will quickly show an example of casting. Yes, so let me know what is what is the first step to do.
Create a class.
That's
Class creation.
End class. So now what I do, public section data num type by value 5. That's all. This is my first class. Class C1 implementation end class. Now class suit definition inheriting from C1. I'm trying to inherit that end class. Say I will put this public section. I will not do anything in C2. Class C2 implementation end class. Start of selection. Data obj1 type ref2 C1 C1 and obj2 type ref2 C2. Create object. I'm trying to create two objects here, obj1, obj2. So far, is it clear? It's quite regular for us. Correct? I created two classes. I took one inheritance, and I'm creating two objects. Now, you must be aware of a keyword called try. If you want to cast a couple of exceptions in class or oops concepts, you make sure that you are using try and then try blocks. So I'm sure there must be some problem. So that is why I am trying to do a reference here. Are we aware of this statement? Obj2 is equal to obj1.
Yeah,
Yeah, the first.
For assigning the first reference to second reference. Here, earlier we have seen which was referring to same class. But here, my obj2 is a subclass, obj1 is a superclass. So what I'm trying to do, I want to make a reference so that I am trying to put question mark is equal to just saying a type casting. I'm just saying casting catch cx underscore sy underscore move some this is a exception, default exception for a casting error. If you are moving from here to there, then we can write this. Say I do create a printer and I activate that. I create an object here. Yes. So currently obj1 and obj2 will be blank, and now it has some reference to here. If you see here, obj2, obj1 is referring to class 1, obj2 is referring to class 2. Here we have some num and 5. So now what is happening? If you could see here, now the reference of one class obj1 is taken to obj2. obj2 reference is obj1's reference is copied to obj2. So as soon as let's say I do shift F12 once, now if I do here, see exception from the class move cast error was caught, because whenever you are moving from one class to another, from one object to another object, maybe from inheritance, you can use you have to remember this exception cx sy move cast error, and whenever you are making such kind of movement, you will get this error. So now, since you have made a movement and you have also caught this error, now you can make sure of you can use the objects of obj1 from obj2 itself. Here now you can straight away widening cast. I got the error now, widening cast error. Now what can I do? Now what can I do? I can straight away access obj2 variables. obj2 variable, what variable am I seeing now? I'm seeing obj2 num value. But where do I have num value? In C1 or C2?
C1.
Sorry.
So it's C1.
Yes. So after this reference, now I'm able to access this reference, and I can access both properties of superclass and subclass, and there will be a proper visibility to access my both my classes here, both subclass and superclass here. As soon as you hit this, you give an error, you catch that. Now you see obj2 and number 5. With this, now you can access all your properties of superclass and subclass with this reference. Any questions on this?
Deep, can you
Repeat the whole. Repeat what?
repeat the whole means that catch thing and
Okay.
And once again, can you just repeat the concept of this casting?
And also, I mean, to access the superclass properties, we have super keyword, right? Then why we are going for this casting? What is the need? Is there any advantages or disadvantages?
Yes, because here if you make a equal to operator symbol, or even if you want to access super keyword, it is accessing. There might be in future there might be some semantical or syntactical errors will be coming, because if you are on ground floor and if you are viewing the fourth floor objects, or if you are viewing the fourth floor, if you are on fourth floor and if you are viewing ground floor objects, then things might not be clear until you see and go until you go and see at the right place. Few might there might be some color change, there might be some properties change or texture change, everything might change until you see straight away with the very closest. So the same concept applies here for the casting. Here, though we have super keyword, though we have some inheritance, we can we can use the properties of both super and subclasses. But here, in as our code goes on, as our code goes on and as our code increases, we have to make sure that even though it is visible, even though if you do control space, even though if you see the properties and attributes are visible, sometimes in the runtime we might get semantical and syntactical errors saying it is there syntactically, but while you are debugging, I mean, while you are running, you might get exceptions saying this movement is not possible, this property is not possible, I'm not sure about this property. Such kind of errors might come in future as our code goes on. So to make sure we are using all the properties of a superclass or subclass. So that is why here, so for example, here we are taking the reference of one superclass to superclass to subclass here, not superclass, not vice versa. Here we are trying to make sure the usage of obj2. What is obj2 here? Subclass. So from subclass, I'm trying to access superclass properties. Should I repeat it again?
No. It's okay.
Okay. In simple words, to access all the attributes of a superclass or of a subclass without any semantical or syntactical errors, we will use casting. Since our code is little low and less, we will not see the great effect, but in real time, we see thousands of lines of code. So there, if you are like you are a grandchild cannot access or cannot see or distinguish his grandparent, and vice versa. So that is why I am saying casting.
Yesterday,
If though
suppose
there is a blood relationship between them, we need something called casting, so that they can easily access each other.
Can you show me the example of that catch when we were getting just example that you showed earlier?
Yes,
is multiple inheritance possible here? I mean, like,
multiple inheritance is not possible in SAP. So here, let's say I created an object. As soon as I do F5, the movement has been done now. Obj1 to obj2. The movement has been done. I mean, the copying of reference. And now what we see? Now what we see? The exception here. Exception from the class was caught. And if you try to remove the exception, if you try to remove this exception now, and if I try to remove try block and then try, and I'm trying to access the obj2 now. And I do F5, it dumped. That is why we also need try and entry blocks. It says dynamic type conflict during the assignment of reference. So from you are moving assignment operation and it is dynamic, and I'm not sure about that, because such kind of dynamic movements will give you an error. See, during the cast operation, question mark is equal to or move to. should be made, and that is not there, and you have not caught the exception. It will, if you are not sure if the exception, what exception it is doing, you can say an exception has occurred in class this exception. As the exception was not caught, a runtime occurred. So that is why for this kind of references, you have to make sure that you are catching the respective exceptions, and so that you will not see any dumps.
Okay.
Any other questions?
So upcasting is possible only in cases of inheritance, right? We can't use this concept between two totally independent classes.
No, no, it won't be possible because they must have some relationship, right? Yeah. So this is all about upcasting. Now we will see a different topic called polymorphism. We see a topic called polymorphism. So as a similar step, this is about a disclaimer about the copyrights on images and references. This is all for only for informational purposes only. Here, this is our agenda. Like mostly we see what kind of things we see in polymorphism. So can quickly somebody say what polymorphism is?
In
Uniforms.
different forms, any forms.
Hmm. So somebody from here, can somebody say with this image? Somebody say from here, I mean, what would be the polymorphism?
The
What
from
is polymorphism? The exact
Everything
English
are
meaning?
taking many forms here.
Yes. Simply says it means a many form. From an OOPS perspective, polymorphism works like a conjunction with inheritance to make it possible for various types with an inheritance tree to be used interchangeably. That is, polymorphism occurs when there is a hierarchy of classes and they are related by inheritance. Then polymorphism is possible. Yes. Um, See here, for example, we have a rental class here, local rental class here. No, sorry. Here we have a local vehicle here, and it is inheriting local truck and local bus here. And there is also something called local rental. Yeah. Now we'll see. See here. Now the travel agency local rental, the other one needs to manage all the vehicles in one list. To manage all those vehicles in one list, you need to create an internal table and assign with it a proper type, right? So what I'm trying to say, you inherit that, and now you can check, you can access all the attributes of other classes since you have done the inheritance. Now you can check polymorphism simply. I'll show it how simply polymorphism works. As a first step, class C1 definition. Just give me a second. Okay. So you have class C1 definition and end class. Here public section, methods, M1, comma M2 are two methods here. Class, redefinition, and here end class. Now I will implement this. Implementation, end class, method. I will implement. I will implement this. Method 1. End method. This will be little complex, so you please try to understand. So here I try to create a class C1 program, and here I have two methods, and here I have C2 as a class, and I'm trying to implement that program also, that class as well, and I'm trying to implement both of the methods here. Class, I have C3, C3 and class.
Where is class 1 definition in this?
Yeah.
This is CLBGM, no?
CL BGM. Ah, yes.
BGM.
C1. They can say here C2. C1 is here is definition, and C1 program here. and see the definition here.
I think in definition only we can
Hello.
expand the concept.
ಹೇಳು ಮಮ್ಮಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ಆ ಕಡೆ.
Guys, please be on
ತಳಿ
mute.
ಮಮ್ಮಿ ಫೋನ್.
Okay, let me complete my program first, then we'll take the questions. So here I did this definition here, and my first method here. Class C3 implementation and end class method M1, right? M1 from C3 end method. M2 from C3. Class C4 definition end class public section class hyphen methods importing this is not needed. I guess. Let me give a try with this example. So far what have I done? So far I created a one program, one C2 program and C1 programs implementations. This is one C3 implementation. I didn't do implementation for C2. End class I did. Not sure about this example. Startup selection, let's see. Just give me a moment. I'll check this program. Post secretary class C1, C2, C1, C3.
In C program, I mean for class C3, why you have written it is inheriting from C1? C1, it should be a C1 PG.
Sorry, what was that?
For class 3, I mean the C3, you have written that it is inheriting from C1. So it should be C1 PGM.
Create object OBJ1 is not referencer. Just give me a minute. I didn't think about this example.
The type ref2 also C1 PGM should.
Yeah, see, PGM. Class definition doesn't have implementation. Here with this kind of object references now. So now what they do? Let me see whether this example is making sense or not. Here M1 I have methods in most all the classes, right? C1 I have method M1 in C1 class, C2 class, and C3 class, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So what I'm trying to do, I have implemented different implementations in all these three methods, correct? The implementation part, for example, line number 26 for M1 is different, and line number for C3 for 42, it is different, different implementation, and also the above M1 line number 16 for M1 method is also different implementation. Correct?
Yes.
If you could see the right statement, I am doing different right statements there, different method 1, M1, M2, C2, C3. So that is like nothing but a different implementation. For different methods, different classes, I did different implementations, but they are inheriting. They are getting inherited. One class is inherited to another class. So that is why. So now if you see, I am taking complete references, complete inheritance from C1 itself. So now my C1 is super class here. So what I'm trying to do, my method 1 M1 is common here. My method M1 is quite common in all the classes. So here what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to achieve polymorphism, nothing but it kind of a many forms. So M1 is getting reused in line number 57 and line number 58. I'm trying to use the same method in multiple forms. So that is how we can, using the redefine keyword, using the inheritance method, we can achieve polymorphism here. Nothing but the same method can be used in multiple ways. Yes, questions please.
In object create part, you have created two objects. One is type that C1 PGM and another one C3. I mean, and if
No, I can't hear you. I'm not barely able to hear you.
yeah, is it better now?
Yeah, it is better now.
Yeah, that in object creation part, ORF1 and ORF2, ORF1 is type of C1 PGM and ORF2 of type of C3. I mean, you are using that ORF1 of using to get that method M1, but M1 is used in every cases. So, I mean, it is only referring to type of C1 PGM. For other methods, how it will call?
That is what, because we did inheritance here.
I didn't get it. Like the thing you mentioned, like using redefinition and the polymorphism, how it works here. Can you repeat that again?
See, here, using the same redefinition, I can override the implementation part, correct?
Yes.
Using this redefinition keyword, I can override the implementation part of the previous parent class.
Yes.
Yes. So here, unfortunately, my method M1 is common in all the classes. So that is why I did redefinition here.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I have different implementations for M1. Nothing but here, this is nothing but the polymorphism here. The same method can be used in multiple ways.
It may be override also, right? Because we are redefining.
Yes, that is what we redefine, nothing but we override in it.
But
Polymorphism means like based on the parameter, like suppose if it is a int or different based on different, we will like same method has to perform different action based on the parameter which we pass, right? That is a concept, right?
Correct. You can pass the parameters if you are having M1.
But here like we define two methods, right? M1, M2, and then
no. You can still, for M1, we can use the parameters. Say you can use some exporting parameters for all the M1 methods, and you can make your own implementations. For example, if you're taking some two parameters, like say P1 and P2. In one method you do addition. In one method you do subtraction. And in one method you do multiplication. So that's nothing but you are passing same parameters. Parameters cannot be changed here. But within same parameters, you can make different implementations. The real example will be the same implementation, the same tax principles will be different for different countries. So what I do is I will just pass an input as a country. So based upon that, my calculation sign tax rules will be changing. The same method. So let's say tax underscore rules is my method here. It will accept only one method, say country, and it gives you output like some final amount. So based upon that, if I say India, it takes some 30%, 5%, 25%, that kind of rules. And if it is UK, different rules will be applied based upon the condition. The same method is being used here in different ways.
I have one question. Suppose if I define one method in the definition, if I'm going to use if I implement in the same class 2 times, is it work or not? Yeah.
In the same class, you want to implement same method 2 times.
Yes, with the same name.
No, it won't be possible. It's already implemented, right? If you do it again, it will give an error saying it's already implemented.
I was just like what is happening in my mind, like this Java concept, right? Like we will implement same method with the different parameters. That's where like I was linking actually. So nothing is there, but I'm not aware of.
Yes. So even I'm not sure about Java, but this is a little different. Method over some other, we cannot change the parameters here. There is some limitations for polymorphism, saying we cannot change the parameters in SAP ABAP. We have to use the same parameters. It's good that you're applying Java principles here, but not all principles are applied.
Okay, I'm just like linking actually, like so that it will be like. Okay,
yes, you can remember in the easy way.
One more doubt, Deep. It is regarding the redefinition. Like yesterday, you showed a example like where the parent class method has a addition, but that subclass is using the same method using redefinition, and it is showing that product value. I mean multiplication there. So it is only showing that multiplication part. So here also that M1 method will show the redefinition part only.
No, last statement I didn't get it. So yeah, we did redefinition earlier in previous sessions. We used multiplication subtractions.
Yeah. So here this method 1 in can you go up in code? I'll just So here M1 is redefined at C2 PGM and C2 PGM. So C1 PGM method has something. So while in output part, will it show only the C2 PGM part? I mean that method that is defined inside C2.
Yes. So if you're redefining and if you're creating an object for the C2 itself, then it will call only that respective method.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So in simple, the polymorphism is nothing but a same method. I have same method. Let's say display underscore user. I have one method display underscore user in different classes, because I need this user to be displayed on a web page, on a Facebook page at right side. And after I open another page, it should be on left side. So this is my general fundamental. So display underscore name is my name, but which will behave in different way. Somewhere I say Mr., somewhere I say Miss, somewhere I say in different ways. But half of my implementation is correct. So so since my method is common in different classes, I can override that. And here I'm not creating any new method just for making OABAP very easier. What I'm trying to do, I am having a method which I want to reuse it everywhere, which I want to use that in multiple forms. Multiple forms meaning I'm overriding the complete implementation part here itself. So this is how you can remember.
Okay.
Method signature is same, but the implementation is different, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
Signature should be same.
Yeah. I mean, as our colleague asked that he is applying to Java concept, I want to tell 2 points in this. Actually, in Java, method overloading is there, method overriding is there. Method overriding is nothing but method signature is same, but the implementation is different. So method polymorphism is also an example of method overriding. In ABAP, method overloading nothing but method signature is also a different, means method name same, but the parameters are different. But ABAP does not support the method overloading. I mean, I'm not sure, but this is the concept.
Yes, what you said is correct. The parameter change in the parameters is not possible here.
If I have one doubt, like we are say like in the method one, we are getting some data in an internal table, and in method two, I want that data in method two as well, so that I can do some filtering things. So will I be able to get the access of method one internal table in method two?
Method one's internal table, yes, you can do. You inherit that, and you put them in public methods.
Inherit internal table?
Yes. If you no, it's not. It's
Like
not about internal table here. It's about methods. If you
say
are
like
able to access method, you are getting internal table there.
like if can you do that, like instead of write statement, can you give some value, and that value can I print it in M2?
Yes, you can do it, but maybe at the end of session we will try. We'll give it a try for that.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
if I don't have, if you don't find fine, you can also create an internal table, and you can do here instead of I am taking a simple line called write statement, but at the place of write statement you can put your select queries, you can put internal tables, a call ALVs, etc. Whatever is possible from so far in ABAP, can do that. Everything is being accepted.
So M2 will be having access to M1's internal table. Like there is no need of extra operation, directly it will be having,
Yes,
right?
yes. So some, as you were talking, so there is a chance of using some internal tables as well, like importing parameters and exporting parameters. Yes. So here there is something called upcasting. So I wanted to say this slide, but we have seen this slide already. But it's a mix of internal table as well. Here I have a class called rental. Here I have add vehicle and display attributes as two methods. Okay. Here my add vehicle is referring to local vehicle, which is a superclass, which is some other class. And here the rental implementation is some add vehicle I'm trying to do, no problem with that. Here I'm trying to add all my internal tables here. So here I am catching all the references to an internal table. In the display attributes, I'm looping over there and I'm calling the display attributes method again. So here what I want to say is, here they are referring to another class in another class. The one method is referring to another class, different class. And here I also want to say that you can loop them, you can loop all the references, and you can call that respective different methods under the loop itself. Yeah. So this is about something about using usage of internal tables with the references. Here, what is upcasting here? Because you are using a local rental class here, your add vehicle is using its super class reference. You're using this add vehicle is using super class reference. So that is what I wanted to say here. Yes, and also about polymorphism. Here, display attributes is my common method like M1, and I'm having different implementations. Say I'm calling super hyphen display attributes, nothing but I'm calling super class. But here I'm trying to write different implementation. My implementation is here. Here I'm calling cargo implementation, and here I'm calling passengers number. So it's nothing but two different implementations I'm calling the same given method name. Yeah. So this is some characteristics. General calls in the procedural programming model: function pool, display truck, your display bus, vehicle type, call function. Yeah, as I said, in the at the place of write statement, you can also call like a couple of function modules also. Here, some call function and the function module names as well. You can call that. usage of general function modules. You can program easily. Doesn't have not much better. Not, yeah. That's all. Yeah. So here in this PPT, you have seen something about polymorphism. So to check polymorphism, you create multiple classes and you keep inheriting from different classes, and you try to override its own methods, and you can call that using different implementations. You can get different overridden implementations. Should that be clear? Guys, any confusion here?
No, but it is a bit confusing. But I clear.
Yeah, fine. You can give a try with your some practice. Maybe you'll get it. Yes. So now, what is upcasting? Can somebody tell me?
In upcasting, like in super class and subclass, object can refer each other.
Subclass can access the superclass attributes.
It happens
Converting
not
subclass type to a superclass type.
Yes.
In real-time scenarios in larger programs, so that inheriting that superclasses property, there must not be so that there must not be any issue. That's why we use this upcasting to access the features of superclass.
Yes. So now, what is upcasting? Superclass to subclass or subclass to superclass?
subclass.
Get properties to superclass to subclass.
Yes. So now this is the reverse one. Now what I do, I will try to copy this. What happened? OBJ2's reference to OBJ1. It's not going anywhere. Why is that? Hmm. So here it's a different one. Now what we were saying in the widening cast is little different here in the downcast. Here we say this as downcast or narrow cast. Earlier here we have passed the reference of obj1 to obj2, correct? Here we do movement of obj2 to obj1. Nothing but the subclass reference. We are giving subclass reference to superclass. Nothing but you are at the ground floor and you want to move to a top floor. So you are assigning your lowest reference, nothing but lowest subclass reference to a higher class, and you are accessing all the attributes of superclass. So with this, if you could see here obj1 and obj2, my obj1 will have all the will have all the attributes of obj2, since we are taking the reference of obj1. It's not clear.
Yeah, it is basically the same thing, but in reverse order, we can say.
Yes. If you can get hold of one casting, then the other one also you can do that. It's casting is nothing but assigning the reference of either a superclass or a subclass to other class, so that you can get all semantical descriptions, and you can get it will be like very easy here in future to move from one class to another class, and you can access all the attributes of that class. Yes, if you see here as a tutorial, here I have a vehicle class, a truck class, and a truck 2 class. Here what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to create an object. Here I'm trying to create an object to a subclass. Okay. Here I'm trying to give my subclass reference to superclass. Also, here I'm trying to do my downcast. Here I'm trying to pass some vehicles reference to truck 2. Here you can put question mark is equal to and is equal to. You can give a try, and there won't be a problem. Question mark is equal to, but if you put question mark, it will be easier to understand that you are making a moment reference. Yeah. So now your lowest class GO truck 2 and highest class GO vehicle will be same. They can use both of the attributes from different classes. Yes, as I said, we can use question mark or question mark is equal to, or else say move obj1 to obj2. You can also use that keyword. Yeah. As I said, exceptions. You see CX SY move cast error. We can use this exception in both downcasting and upcasting, just to make sure all of the castings are doing good. And if anything is gone wrong, it will prevent from going from dump. Yeah, CX move cast error using the drag and drag latch. Yes. So one advantage with the advantage of inheritance is it's like centralized maintenance. It's a method of if you what are the attributes that are there in the accessibility sections, you can use their respective properties, and the maintenance will be very easier. So if you are overriding and if you are implementing one respective method, that will not touch the other method, the same method within the other class. So such kind of usages are there in the inheritance. But if there is also a problem with inheritance, that subclasses instead of another attribute. If you are if you are not sure and if you are overriding it, if you are not sure and if you are overriding, say a parameter in the mileage, there's a parameter in the mileage, and if you're unknowingly, without having proper idea, if you have overridden it using inheritance, then all the other values will get changed, will get impacted. So here what I want to say is, you can run the risk of identifying the wrong places in which to use inheritance. If you are not sure whether at which place you need to use inheritance, then that won't be a problem. If you are sure, then that is a good powerful weapon. But if you are not sure, then you are misusing it, and you are taking all the subclasses, and you are changing all the important parameters that will change the important life cycle itself. Yes. Any questions? There are only for 5 to 6 slides in each one, so that is why I'm simply closing all the slides. But you don't think that we are moving very fast. We're actually going into with a good speed. Yes. Does anybody remember this creating global classes?
AC24.
AC24.
Yes. Now, earlier somebody asked me what is the difference between global and local class. Now I think we must have some good idea about what is global class and local class. Yes. So now, what is global class? You see, how do you call a global class? Where do you call a global class?
To reuse the same class in where the requirement is there.
Like we create global class in AC24 and call it in AC38.
You can call this global class in other repositories, you can say. Because you can also call same method, same class in another class also, in another report also. And there are some other topics. There also you can call them. So it's not restricted to only a report. So you can call it you can say it as, you can call this global parameters widely in other repositories. Okay. Here, this is, we will see all these things which we have seen earlier, which we have seen a couple of minutes back, like inheritance, polymorphism, interfaces anyway we'll see. So we have the different properties which have seen, right? The same, everything is also possible in a global class. Yes. So I have asked you to create I asked you to do an assignment with the creation of global class. So if you could see here, we have, I will just go to SC24 transaction. Convert, what example can I take? This is the class. We'll talk about interface later, and interface is also possible in local classes and local interfaces, which we'll discuss. Simply you create this method. Yes, as it says, as the type statement defines local types, the class statement defines local types. Here, if you could see here, type statement. With this type statement, you can do an internal table references. You can say an internal table reference, IT underscore Mara I do. And what visibility we have right here, public, protected, and private. The same way I can use protected method. And here, if I want to do Mara table, if I wanted to give an output IT underscore Mara, then what I do is I will search for table types. If I do star, If I do a star here and if I do F4 on that, I can search. What do you want to search? Do you want to start? Do you want to check an interface or a class or a view or a data element? Here I wanted to check table type because I want this IT underscore Mara as a database table as an output. So this is how I declare. For example, I have a structure with little fields, not many fields. So what I do is not all the fields. So what do I do in our report? How do we uh, make sure our structure is having only few fields? Can somebody tell me? In my structure, in my data, in my report, in my structure, I wanted to put only two fields in my structure. How do I do?
Include and
You can please louder, please louder.
are asking about include and append
No,
structure.
no, I'm talking about in a report. Is what you said, what you are saying is in structure database level.
Table type.
Yes, table type. If you are referring table type of Mara, then you're referring to whole structure of Mara. And here, what I want to do? Here I wanted to declare only few fields. Same table type is also possible here. Say what I am trying to do. Types begin of ty Mara Matner type Matner end of ty underscore Mara data item. What happened? Got stuck. Now if I see here ls underscore Mara ls underscore Mara, and if you click on this arrow mark, it will tell you ls underscore Mara is of type ty Mara. Ty Mara is of type only one attribute. If you want to have only few fields, some declarations can be done in this here, done in this public section. Nothing but I wanted to tell you the type statement is for type declarations. Okay, type statement is for types declarations here. Yes, and here you have we have seen couple of methods like m1, m2, some add, subtraction. That can be possible here. Say m1 underscore. I will do a basic one. I will do a basic creation. Okay, I will do a convert here. Convert underscore unit is my method here. And here for this, if you select this one and you click on parameters, say this one should accept a number, say iv underscore number, quantity, And here if I see type, what type should I do? So should I accept or should it give back? Here I need to this should be accepting. So what I do, we'll take it, I will take an accepting, and let's say num, and I will also say unit, inputting char 4. I say output exporting char. And this is my method implementation, and that is they are my parameter section. Here if I double click here, I can go to my implementation part. What are all the parameters that do I have? I can check it in signature. See, my method is accepting signature here. This is my signature, and if you hover here, these two are my importing parameters, and this is my exporting parameter. Say I wanted to convert to grams from kg. So what I'm trying to do, I need to implement this. So what is the formula for gram to kg? How many grams is equal to a kg?
1000.
1000 grams is equal to, yes. So what I'm trying to do, I will think about an example here. Say a user has given quantity of IV underscore QUAN into 100. So that 100,000. And what I'm trying to do, IV underscore. Okay. Here, whatever the user passes as a quantity, and I'm making it to 1000. I'm trying to show it as an output. So this is my simple implementation here. I'll click on signature. It will go back. And I'll go back. I'll do this one. So this is my global class here. If I execute, where is the implementation part here? Should see some icon. Say I'm giving some 20 as quantity, and I say unit is not required here anyway. Say there is some problem I felt, then I will try to debug here. Here quantity is 20, and what I do, I will get, see here 20 I did it right into 1000, but IV underscore OP's value is 4 characters, I guess. So that is why it is showing *00 because it reduced all the other zeros here, because there is a compatibility issues here. So here what I do, 30 and 30. Do I have 30? Yes, I have 30. And I execute this here. Say I am doing 20. Yes. So now this is converted now. So now I'm giving 20 and I'm going 20,000. So some you understood, right? My fundamental. I'm trying to convert here. Maybe you don't think about what conversion is here, but I'm trying to say why I'm giving some parameters and I can convert here from one unit to another unit. So here, what have we seen to do this activity? Yes, so here this is also a subroutine. This is also a modulation technique, as I have told you. This is also a modulation technique where we can use it globally. Yes, and here the naming convention should be or Y star or Z star, or else in any respective project from a customer, from a team, they will create their own namespace. Say XYZ underscore, they might create such kind of namespace so that all your objects will come under that namespace as well. If not, some Y or Z. Yeah. Yes. So here, if we have seen SE 24 classes, right? So can somebody tell me what transaction is this one?
SE80.
SE80. SE80. Okay. So what is SE80 for?
It's an object navigator.
Yes. If some user is creating something, all the things we can find here, like data.
So quickly I can show you here. /n SE80. This is like a global repository itself. You can check. You can create your package. You can create your programs, function groups, function modules, and a class. I will drag here. C prof star. Say convert unit. Yeah. From here itself, you can see all your things. For example, I have a package group here, and I say my function group. Here, if you see, in this function group itself, I have 3 function modules. Somebody Karthik kept in my function group itself. Anyway, Karthik, you can create your own function group as well. So here, under this function module, I can create my own description. I can see my own function modules, and the respective text elements can be seen here, and the respective include programs also can also be seen here. If I see some classes here, Z prof star, these are all its methods and its respective types and respective text elements. From here also you can execute your program. Yes, as you have seen, we can create private methods, protected methods, public methods. We will see abstract methods anyway. Yeah. So what are all attributes? If you have any parameter, a variable, all other variables can be saved under attribute section. The same whatever we have done in SC20, SC38, the same thing can be done here, but we are doing here globally. Yeah. So a variable created in SC38 is for SC38 itself. But here, if we are creating in SC24, the attributes is the right tab to create all your variables. If you see here, MV weight or MV tank, empty plane types, etc. So they are completely global now. You can use anywhere from a report, from any other report. We can set this attribute, this variable, by accessing this class also. If you're, if let's say if I want to set a number 10 in one of my report to this class, I can set that as well. That is because since we are using this in globally, we can use all such attributes, and we can use different methods globally as well. Any questions so far?
In associated type, what should be the type? Like, for example, if we are using that from MARA table, if we use like IV underscore Matner, then associated type should be the table type of Matner type that is defined in MARA table.
Not only a MARA, not only a table type. It can be anything. If you want to declare an attribute of internal table, then you declare table type. If you want to declare an attribute of just a variable, say a matner, material number, then you refer to a simple matner as a associated type.
Okay.
You got it right, Tamashni?
Yeah.
Yes. Based upon your requirement, you can choose the right associated type there.
There is no need to be for a table type. I mean,
No need. No need. For our assignment, I asked you to do importing parameters material and exporting two parameters to two tables. So for this requirement, you need one type as a variable, nothing but maybe a material number as a input, and two different associated types as table types. It's completely it's in our hands. What the behavior and what are the parameters for a respective method. Yes. Any other questions? Yes, as we have seen, we can create a method, and for that method, what are all the importing parameters, what are all the exporting parameters, returning parameters, changing parameters, we can do them. You just click on that method, and if you click on the respective parameter section, you can see all your you can define all your parameters. So that, for example, if you have seen our convert method now, I have given in a quantity and as an input, and as an output, I gave the converted value. So these are my two parameters. So I try to give those two parameters for this respective method itself. Like I said, we can also create constructors here. You can use simply you can put constructor as a method name. So it is actually a keyword. If you are giving constructor as a method, so whatever the properties, whatever the features that we have discussed so far on constructor, that will be applied here as well, but globally, not locally. So a constructor can have, as I said, there is some restriction, right, for a constructor regarding the parameter types. What is that?
Exporting is not there.
Yes. So you can give a try for that. You can use constructor, and you can give a try over there. And as I said, if you in your program, in your implementation place, if you want to see what are all the parameters that you have discussed, that you have decided to do, maybe instead of going back and going to parameters tab section, you can straight away go to signatures tab here, and you can check what are all the from signatures you have. So if you see here, this IV name, and this, if you hover here, it will tell you the different types, what are all the parameters that is going to accept. And you have declared here, like your IV name, type, and you said some race event airplane created. What is this race event airplane created?
Exception.
Exception.
It is an exception. Yes, it is an exception. So if I'm calling this method in one of my report, and if I want to know whether it is successfully created an airplane or not, by seeing this message, I will be able to understand whether it is created or it is failed. Yes. From the tabs itself, from the menu bar, if you go here, This will give you the complete overview, like what are all the properties, what is parameters, what is the method name, description name, and etc. It will tell you the necessary proper method definition that you can go from the menu bar of go to. And from SEIT as well, from SEIT, yeah, if you want to create one more method, you can create change, not here. Click on methods and you can say create. It will directly create a method, which is same as like which we have done in SC24. Okay. Yes. So here from SE80 as well, you can create. The SE80 is a one single place, one single stop where you can do all your activities. Instead of going to SE38, instead of going to other different transactions, SE80 is a single place, a kind of big mall where you will get all everything. So the same SE80 does that. You please think in, just remember about this generate test class. We'll talk about it later. We need that generate test class in some after maybe in the end of the sessions. Yes. If you see here, if you are creating an instance, if you want to create an object, like what we have, like we have seen, create object to create an instance, correct? So we have, so the same instance button does that. So the instance button will create an instance, and if you see this clock icon, nothing but you'll be able to execute that method, respective method. And if you are not seeing that method, then a question to you: if you have created a method but you are not seeing this execute icon, then what does it mean? We have seen it just now.
Not active. Oh,
Yeah,
Private class.
yes, it is a private class. Private class, we cannot directly execute them. Being not active is also one of one of the problem, one of the case. Okay, so here if you see, can create, as I said, we can create attributes. Here this is a object name. Class is displayed in the navigation area. We have a class called hotel. We have a couple of attributes. We have a couple of methods. Here right side, what is it there? We have a method. We have a report. By just seeing this left side panel, we can straight away creating our object, creating our report is much easier. Agreeing with me or not?
yes.
In this picture, the attribute, it is showing that red bullet marks. Why it is in red color?
Probably it's not some active.
Okay.
Probably it is inactive, I guess. Yeah. So as they say, if you want to do some activity like create object and etc., you can straight away drag the class name into the editing area from left side to the right side to create the statement create object. You straight away create that from the attribute. If you directly move from left side and drag it to your report editor, will straight away do that. But anyway, don't explore them. You can still write it away manually, so that you will get a hands on the syntaxes. Yes, and the same way you can also drag and drop the method name. It will straight away it will straight away do your it will straight away give you a statement called call method and method. But anyway, same here, you can write your program, write your method. Yes, so maybe I will try to wrap it up here, because we will see a new topic called interfaces. and interfaces and inheritance properties in global classes. So let's start them as a fresh one. Yeah. Yeah. So far, if you have any questions, please do let me know, or else if you are unsure about the assignment that need to be done, yes, maybe here from LMS tool, maybe you have access to this tool, correct? So here, if you see inheritance and casting, if you have a topic called inheritance and casting, that respective assignment is also there. Yes, so maybe you go through that assignment and you can do that activity. And from LMS tool, if you could see, there is something called assignments, something assessment will be there. You can also give a try on the assessments. Any questions?
That instance button in SC24, how can we get that?
It's simple. Actually, it's an optional one. You no need of creating an instance button if you are running from SC24. But whenever from report we create object, we did right create object. We created some instance. So that is the usage of that button. But generally, we don't create an instance in SC24. It automatically creates there.
How to get that just for general info?
Generally, the button.
I mean, for normal reports, I have normal class I have created. There is no instance button when I executed.
Okay, it depends upon the version as well. Let me see. Since even I don't use it because it's an optional one. Maybe with respect to the button class definition expand. Yeah, it's not there. It depends upon the version, I guess. Maybe, yeah, but it's not there. Yeah, please do your assignments. Without you doing your assignments, it's not a useful thing for such kind of big sessions. Yeah. So if you after these sessions, maybe your team or teammates will expect some work from your end, correct? Because you have already been in that training. So please expect that, and please make sure you are doing assignments, and please make sure you get quality questions and you ask me. Yeah. Thank you. Please, before that, please do your assignment and please check the assessment where you can some kind of choose the question answer, some kind of something like that. So it will test your knowledge. Yes. Thank you so much, guys. If nothing is from your end, then I'll close the call.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to visit our Vimeo page and follow for more upcoming videos.